development of transnational capital. All right? So there have been 4 distinct stages. Let's look at them. These 4 distinct stages are Venice, Dutch Republic, England, and what's the last one, guys? Come on. America, right? Okay, so these 4 places are special because they are all merchant oligarchies. Okay? Merchant oligarchies, meaning that they are controlled by private interests. Private interests. Now, I understand that in school you're taught that America's a democracy and England's a democracy and all that. No, guys, it's all nonsense. These are oligarchies. They're controlled by private interests. They've always been controlled by private interests. They're still controlled by private interests today. Okay? And the way that these private interests, what they do to maintain control over their people and the world is through 3 mechanisms, okay? The first is banking. Banking just means that these oligarchs are pooling their resources together in order to extract energy from the world. Now, the thing about banking that's very important is that if you're able to bank in a certain way, you're able to extract energy across time and space, right? You're able to borrow money from the future and spend it today. Does that make sense? Okay? And this will happen with the abstraction of capital. All right? So banking is basically extract time and space. You're extracting energy from across time and space. Okay? I'll explain more as we go along. Okay? Second is the idea of a navy, where you're controlling trade. And the third is diplomacy. The idea of diplomacy is you don't want to fight wars because your population is very limited. What you want to do is trick other people into fighting wars for you. Okay? You want to have these trade negotiations. So it's like spying, intelligence. All right? And in all 4, what's really important is that if you're a merchant oligarchy, you're actually controlled by a secret society. Okay? Not a king, but by a secret society. Because otherwise, how else can these merchants get along with each other, okay? So secret societies is what allows them to work together to plan and control their populations. Now, what's going to happen is this. Venice is one of the early oligarchies, but with each iteration, it's going to improve in power. Why? Because by the time we get from Venice to England and the Dutch Republic, we have something called the Protestant Reformation. Okay? So what I will do is explain to you what the Protestant Reformation is. But the Protestant Reformation radically changes how we see ourselves and our relationship with God, which makes transnational capital much more powerful. And then what's going to happen is, by the time we hit England, we go from England to America, we have the Enlightenment. Okay? And when we hit the Enlightenment, what's going to happen is, by getting rid of God, we turn money into God. And when this happens, transnational capital becomes all-powerful. All right? So, remember what's happening is we have Venice, then the Dutch Republic becomes more powerful than Venice because it adopts the ideas of the Protestant Reformation. And then America becomes more powerful than England because it adopts the ideas of the Enlightenment. What's happening throughout this process is transnational capital is becoming much more abstract and therefore much more powerful. Okay, and therefore much more capable of extracting energy from the population. All right, so let's go over the Protestant Reformation.